course, a lot of people associate you, or maybe you came on the radar with the Penguins and the Bonino, Bonino, Bonino call, right? So, and what do you know? The Penguins go and win the Stanley Cup last year. Last night, they beat the Bruins 4-3 in overtime. 7 straight wins now for the defending champions. What would you say is the case, Randip, if there is one, that this season's team might actually be better than last season's team?
I'd say that is the case. Last year, pretty much, I think up until about 3 days ago, last year, 2015, Mike Johnson was fired, their coach last year. They weren't able to figure out how to use their players. Whereas this year, if you look at this team, Mike Sullivan has this team. He knows exactly what their identity is. It's use speed and work ethic to get their players going. And if you look at the way that they're playing right now, they've scored 39 goals in the last 7 games during that winning streak, and they're playing lights out right now. And it's not only the Evgeny Malkins and the Phil Kessels and the Sidney Crosbys. 3 of those guys are in the top 10 of NHL scoring. But it's the other guys that you mentioned, the Nick Boninos. He scored in a couple straight. Brian Rust is playing great. You've got these guys that know their role essentially on that team, and I think they're ahead of last year's team because they have figured out their identity. They know what they need to do. So you've got guys like Rust and Sheary, and even a guy like Justin Schultz, who's essentially on the scrap heap in Edmonton last year. He started a full season under Sullivan, and he knows exactly what his role is. He's got 17 points this year. If you tell that to somebody in Edmonton, they'd probably spit their coffee out in the morning. So I think that's one of the things that I would argue that they are better, and they're the number 1 team in the league this year.